welcome back to our channel. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Ken, and today we're going to be talking about Apple TV Plus's original series, Truth Be Told, starring Octavius Spencer and Aaron Paul.
This isn't really a new show. Apparently it came out at the end of 2019.
Yeah, around the beginning of Apple TV Plus. So
right.
Apple TV Plus started with Morning Show and C.
Okay.
So this probably came around the same time.
Gotcha. Yeah, this show has never really been on our radar, but I guess with the more recent release of season 2.
Yeah, season 2 just started, I think, a couple weeks ago, I guess.
Yeah, it kind of like popped up, and I feel like I've heard a little bit, and so I'm like, hey, let's watch that. I feel like it might be good. So
yeah, and the new season has Kate Hudson, right? And
yep.
she's not in the first season.
Right.
But Octavia Spencer's back in season 2.
Yeah. And I gotta say, I feel like if this is any indication of what we're gonna say about the show, but I feel like I'm really good at recommending good shows for us to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when we boot up Apple TV Plus to watch something, like I always see it.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've never heard anything about this show.
Right.
And like, we're not even hearing anything about season 2. Like, I don't see anything on, YouTube reviews or nothing. I just don't remember hearing anything about it at all.
Yeah.
But it has Aaron Paul in it from Breaking Bad. And
right.
of course, I love that show. It's my favorite show of all time.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't know that going in until we were looking at like the episodes.
Yeah.
And it was him, and we're like, oh, nice.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know about you. I really enjoyed this show overall. I mean, there's some issues I have with it here and there, but that's a lot of shows. But we started the show on last Monday night, finished it in 3 days, and it's 8 episodes. I don't feel like we usually do it that quick.
Right, yeah, it's usually a little more challenging for us to get through with the show. But this one ended up being a pretty easy watch for us, even though the episodes were like almost an hour.
Yeah, and I think there was a night where we watched like 3 in a row.
Right.
And you asked me, like, are you sure you want to watch another one? I was like, yeah, I'm ready. I was like, I was interested in what was going on. I was engaged in the story the whole time.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I like this show. It's, like I said, it's got Octavia Spencer, Aaron Paul, Lizzie Kaplan, who you brought up was in the movie Mean Girls, and I'm pretty sure you're right. The girl that plays the twin.
Oh, yeah, she's like the grungy.
Yeah. When you brought that, I didn't realize that. I just remember her as the girl that's head explodes in Cloverfield.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't even remember that. But, yeah, I think she's like the grungy friend that Lindsay Lohan makes.
Yeah, but she plays the twin because we can get into like the synopsis of it real quick, but it's about a true crime podcaster played by Octavia Spencer.
Yep.
And she's trying to solve a mystery surrounding the family's dad's death. Like a pretty wealthy like family. I'd say well-to-do family.
Yeah, I mean, basically the case had already been settled.
Yeah, it had. It's just like 20 years later or something. This is like back in 99 when the murder happened, and now it's like 2019, so it's 20 years later.
Yeah. And something has like come up to make them basically like want to reopen the case.
Yeah.
And like you said, Octavia Spencer, she is like this well-known podcaster, and apparently she like contributed to basically
putting Aaron Paul in jail because he's the one that they convicted as a teenager, and now he's grown up in jail, and it's played by Aaron Paul.
Right.
And the twin girls of the family is who Lizzie Kaplan's playing, which she's not a twin.
Right.
So they're doing the whole double thing.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's got a good cast. There's a lot of people I recognize, but I don't know. Like the only one I recognize and know her name is Elizabeth Perkins, and she plays Aaron Paul's mother.
Right.
And she was in Independence Day. So
Okay,
I remember
gotcha.
she was Jeff Goldblum's like wife in that movie.
And what about Aaron Paul's dad? You didn't know him?
Aaron Paul's dad.
The cop.
He looked familiar, but again,
Right.
I don't know his name off the top of my head. There's a lot of people that look familiar, and I know I've seen him from other stuff.
Yeah.
But again, like always, we didn't do like our full research into the whole cast.
Yeah.
But they're not like huge names or anything.
Yeah. But just to kind of go off the cast, I feel like if you want to like kind of get into performances,
Yeah.
I would say like a standout for me was definitely Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
He, like you said, Breaking Bad, obviously everybody knows him from that. And he was great in that show. But I don't know, it's like he was playing kind of the same character a little bit, kind of like a more rough.
Yeah, like a prison-based tough guy type character.
Yeah.
Punk, but.
Right, but I don't know, there was definitely still a different layer, I guess.
There's a lot of emotion to his character.
Yeah, for sure. Because like you mentioned, he spent his whole teenage through adulthood in jail or prison. And so obviously prison life is rough. And anyway, he is just fantastic. There, like you said, there's a lot of super emotional scenes.
Yeah.
And there's parts where he's crying, he definitely brings the emotion, and he's just super believable and just awesome.
Yeah, echoing what you said, I'm always shocked how he just hasn't really popped as an actor. Doesn't feel like he was in some movies like Need for Speed and Eye in the Sky, I think, but and he's done some TV and stuff, but I've never understood why he hasn't gotten bigger, because every time I watch him, I'm just the guy's really good.
Yeah. I wonder if it's just a matter of not being just not getting that role that he can really shine in, this one, I guess, or.
Yeah, and I'm right. Yeah, he was definitely the most believable performance in the entire show for me as well.
Yeah, and also they kind of kept you guessing a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of mystery in the show. The show does take a lot of turns as to well, because he's convicted of the murder, but she's trying to figure out what really happened. There's a lot of different suspects: the mothers, the daughters, the dad. There's just as the story unravels, you could go in just a lot of different directions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they do a good job of stringing you along. I was interested and invested in the story all the way to the final episode.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But I mean, it's I thought the story, like I said, it was good. Performances were good. I liked a lot about this show. Mm-hmm. But one question I wanted to ask you, and I got it wrote down: does it end as strong as it starts for you? Was the reveal at the end satisfying?
I mean, I think it was good. Yeah. I mean, I don't really know.
And we won't spoil anything in case, you guys want to watch it. But
yeah. I mean, I don't really know, what I would have rather happened.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel that I don't feel like the ending, disappointed me or anything.
There was I'm not saying it disappointed me because, like you said, I can't think of anything that I would like to have done differently.
Yeah.
But it did feel a little bit strange with certain characters.
Yeah.
And I couldn't exactly pinpoint what their motivations were.
Right.
There was a lot of I felt like people turning on other people, and it didn't exactly make sense to me as to why they would be doing that.
Gotcha.
And I don't know. It's hard to talk about without spoilers, but again, we do want y'all to check out this show, so I don't want to spoil a bunch of stuff.
Right.
But also talking about Octavia Spencer, who I thought she was really good in this show. Her character, Poppy, kind of by the end for me feels like the ultimate bad guy or villain of this show.
You think?
Just where she kind of goes and how she's pretty much causing a lot of the she's basically caused a lot of the problems that this family had to deal with throughout the show and their life.
Yeah, I mean,
and not just that, the family, but also Aaron Paul and his family, and all that.
Right. But I think she got, it wasn't all for nothing. She got, like you said, it's hard to talk about without doing spoilers.
Yeah. It's just, for me, it kind of ends with I feel like they want you to feel happy for her, the way that everything resolved. And it's I couldn't, because I don't really feel like she's that good of a person.
Yeah.
So it was hard to sympathize for her character for me.
Right.
By the time we got to the end of it. Another thing I wanted to bring up, this show, we just now looked this up before we started, but the show has a 31% on Rotten Tomatoes. which is very low, and I didn't realize it was that low. So apparently the show wasn't that well received.
Yeah, and that's that's strange to me. I feel like it was a plenty good show. Like I can't justify 31%.
And the only reason I bring that up is just it kind of opens my eyes to the fact that
it's a good reminder.
I feel like more people just need to not focus on reviews as much before I think they're important sometimes. Obviously you want to know how a movie's being received before you watch it.
As we talk about our review.
But yeah, exactly. But it's take reviews with a grain of salt. Trust the people that you trust to review a show, the people's opinions that you kind of align with. But also, don't always just trust that percentage on Rotten Tomatoes as to whether or not you're going to enjoy it, because there's a lot of low percentage shows that we enjoy, movies, and I think that this is definitely the case. This to me doesn't deserve at all a 31%. It's a positive rating for us. So
and also I forgot to mention too, going back to the cast, Poppy's husband, he was really good too.
I thought so too.
And I wish I knew his name.
Yeah, it's another one that I feel like I've seen in something before.
Right.
But actually, both because she had an ex-husband in the show too.
Oh yeah,
I thought he was also good.
He was good too, but I don't know.
I thought her dad was really good. He was an asshole through most of the show, but I thought he was good.
Yeah, and he's from a show that you haven't seen, but it's This Is Us.
Yeah.
He played one of the kids' dads. Basically, but yeah, he was good on that show too. But yeah, Poppy's husband in this is really good too at bringing some emotional scenes.
Yeah, I agree.
So
he was good, but I think we talked about pretty much all we want to talk about, right? Do you have anything else?
I was just gonna say I'm excited to check out season 2.
Yep.
I'm not sure, how that's gonna go. Kate Hudson is not the strongest actress. But
she has her ups and downs.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, so that was our review of Truth Be Told Season 1. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Definitely comment if you've seen the show, your thoughts on it. Are you going to watch it now based on our recommendation? Let us know, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.